I'm here today outside of my shop. This is a 360 square foot 2-car garage that I bought with the property when I bought this house a couple months ago. The previous owner of this house was using it as like a car restoration place or like a car storage. So there was pretty much just bare bones inside the shop, but a couple of shelves that he had made over the last 20 years to kind of store stuff. So over the past couple of months, as I've been fulfilling orders and growing my business, I've basically been taking those things out. I've been taking those things out of the shop, and I've been working on drywalling, insulation, and OSB and paint right now. So it's still kind of very bare bones, but the goal of this video series is to document my progress in upgrading this shop and making it a fully capable and functioning leather shop. So my goal with this is to make it look like an old honky tonk, and what I want is for people to come over and have a consultation for a leather project that they want, maybe a guitar strap or something. Band comes through town, they stop over here at the shop, we sit down, maybe pour them a glass of whiskey, give them a beer or water or whatever, and we build the guitar strap of their dreams. So I want it to look very welcoming. I want it to look very like classic kind of country. But yeah, so this is just basically part one of the video series of rebuilding the Old Town Leatherworks headquarters shop. So we're located in the high desert, California. This is the shop that sits in my backyard, and as you can see, kind of the mess that we have going on here. This is all the old wood that I pulled out of the shelves and off the walls that the previous owner had used for his car restoration and his car storage. So it's kind of a mess back here, but we're going to be getting a dumpster and getting rid of a lot of this stuff if I can't reuse some of this wood. Some of this wood is still pretty good. I mean, those are like almost brand new 2x4s over there. And I'll probably use this little section here for another part of my workbench that's going to go along the long wall here. So as you guys can see, everything is kind of in shambles still, but for the most part, this wall is done being painted. And we have insulation done in these parts of the walls here. My sewing machine set up there. I think what I'm going to do is I have my sewing machine, and then I also have my strap cutter over here. So I'm going to designate an area off to the side where I can store my machines. I'm also going to be getting a smaller sewing machine for my boot making adventure, and have those in just like a designated area. I'm going to be getting rid of this couch that kind of just has all my crap laying on it right now, and I'm replacing that with like 2 leather chairs and some kind of table in the middle just for people to kind of hang out, lounge, have a drink or whatever. But it's one bench right here, so as soon as this wall is done drying and I finish up the paint on it, I'm going to be attaching that bench to the wall. And I have my sander and burnisher here. And then that other bench I'm going to build, I'm going to put right there. So just one long bench along this wall here. So, yep, still absolutely a mess, but it's a work in progress. I'm also going to probably insulate that ceiling. I got some really, really nice, I mean, I call them honeycomb lights, but super cheap find on Amazon, and they light up the entire shop. So insulate the ceiling, and then I'm thinking about putting like soda tiles, like an old-timey kind of bar on the ceiling here. Okay, so I got my son in here to help me today, but we're going to be finishing up the back corner of what needs to be painted. And he's kind of hitting all those like little tight spots I can't really get to because obviously he's a lot smaller than me. So I'm going to be adding a second coat on most of the wall here and touching up some of the parts that I missed after the paint dried. So follow me along for the paint process. Okay, so I had a super productive day in the shop today, and I want to show you guys a little bit about what I did. I was able to salvage some of this wood from my old shop. This was sitting out in my yard. I moved here back in April, so September now that I'm filming this. So 5 months have been sitting there. It's kind of been warped by the sun a little bit, but I decided to kind of just take the plunge, and I finished painting that far corner over there. Me and my son hit that today, and went ahead and salvaged the rest of this bench top. I decided to keep the storage out from underneath it actually, and it fits my scrap bin perfectly. So I've got just way too much leather just coming out the seams here, and actually some of it overflows into there. I'm hanging up now. These are all my pre-cut straps that I cut with my strap cutter from Leather Machine Company. Probably going to pick a different place for that, or at least separate the colors. I've got medium brown and black there. So the goal with this side right here is to be like the painting, dyeing, finishing station. So this is all going to be... Okay, so just a little shop update. You can see behind me here that we installed the TV. It's actually been sitting in my garage for, I don't know, 5 months. It was in my old shop and never got put up. I've had this TV for years, so thankfully my wife went and ordered me a new mount, so we screwed it in today, got it all hooked up and plugged in, and it's awesome. You know, I'm not playing Spotify on my phone or anything like that. Like, I can have my own music basically set on YouTube right here, so it's pretty cool. I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. That bench, I've got all this set up here, and then my wife ordered me these little shelves off of Amazon. So 4 of them for like 12 bucks or something like that. But, you know, as you can see, I have all my resists and tan coat and Resolene and my antique Toconol leather prepare and deglazer, and then all the different color paints that I have. And this is just like the main ones that I use. I didn't put everything up here, and then the bigger stuff down here. The dyes that I already have in these wide mouth jars that I really like because they're kind of spill proof. You know, they don't tip over like these little tiny ones do here. So anytime I get a new color, I just open it up and put it in these wide mouth jars right here, and I just dye directly out of those with a paintbrush. So right now I'm working on this strap for a guy named Stiggy, Ryan Stigmon, for he plays pedal steel for Zach Top. And I just oiled it. The lighting's not very good, but I dyed all the backgrounds today and dyed around the name. A little bit of that dye is kind of uneven there. Hopefully that'll kind of clear up as it dries more, but I just applied a couple layers of neat's foot oil to it to darken up that walnut dye. So overall, it's going to be a really, really nice strap. It's going to be a dobro strap actually, so I'm going to attach a little 3/4 inch piece of English bridle here, and then make an attachment that goes around the headstock of the dobro. So anyways, I'm really happy with the way that this is coming out. Finally feels like I'm making some progress. You know, being in this shop for 5 months, like, everything's been really, really slow because we have so much going on. You know, I mean, this is like a part-time deal for me. I work full-time in the fire service. My wife works full-time as well. We have 3 kids, need a lot of attention, so you know, it's just it's a weight off my shoulders kind of seeing this come to fruition. So after that, we're gonna document the rest of the drywall process here. But I mean, just look how much more space there is, and my strap cutter there that I'm covering up with that Pendleton blanket just to keep the dust and grime off of it. I'm gonna probably move that over to this corner with my sewing machine, and then this bench that I've had for a long time, I'm going to move over there. And my goal is to put up a little bar / consultation area in this corner and have that kind of be like a lounge area with some nice like leather chairs. So Anyway, that's it for the night. I'm going to antique this right now and then apply a resist to it and let that dry as I close up shop for the night.